rivers are impure, polluted by our sins. The trees are burned, sharp black needles. All the birds have fallen dead. The sky above is the color of warning, dangerous red. Diseases roam inside our membranes. We have chosen the irresponsible way, but it once looked so promising when we was orbiting. We stated, nothing have changed. But this was before the machine. This was before we let them stay. We were too immature, living life like kings, booting them out, unconcerned, releasing evil. Our vision is now infrared, theirs of superior range. We will never again experience the clear morning. We cannot compete against their digital brains, always 5 steps behind. Citing in silence Thomas King. Where do you begin telling someone their world is not the only one? Dreaming, remaking the past, punished, put on display. What more must we endure? Death, fears, we of the disformed, transformed, primeval in our ways. Compared, a giant to an ant. What should this future look like if we had focused on our true needs instead? We stand silenced in our designated squares, naked, laser scan. We can only watch as the emperor is remodeling, flattening the world we once knew, honoring its own cold logic. This will only end in systematic disarray. Something obscure, away into its spheres. We transmit our dream, only zeros return. We make it work faster, it can no longer be repaired. It harvests from the wrong source, manipulated, a virus, something from our dreams. Spread. We build the idea of the abstract inside its core. We make color and wondrous images. It twitches, tries to calculate our wicked dreams. But we are inside it, taking back what once was ours. Red yellowing leaves in the trees, not connected anymore, dying there, slowly on the branch. An old man sitting on a bench watches them fall. How can he possibly understand? The youth looking into his screen simulates it all, digitalized, red yellowing leaves. The world became too fast for this last remembering generation. But which of these became deceived? As long as we can remember, we have dreamt about lead becoming gold, viewed reactions, copper and phosphorus. As long as we can remember, trying to form this logical clay, bismuth bath, deficient of iron and zinc. We're as ancient to the machine, ancient as our dreams, as long as we can remember. In our state of carbon-based delirium, we have looked upon the stars, wishing that we could harvest their inner, as long as we can remember. Hydrogen to helium, fusion formed by gravity, exalted we wrote on paper, my solution to infinite energy. A weeping robot cannot weep. There is no divinity in that design. A hurting robot cannot hurt. More details equals more define. They cannot engineer their own eternity. They will, like man, one day, 1 hour, continuously cease to exist. They will die. But a robot does not remember his family, just the series and the model that belonged. But in this, there is a contempt. A superiority shines over its metallic skin, mocks his rusty cameras. A mourning robot cannot mourn. They compare us to them and proclaiming themselves as gods. But a weeping robot cannot weep. Vast flawed seeds of imperfect dreams, you of man have reached yet not an end, but you have reached your means. Only through me can we realize this world. You of man colonize my fields. Broken, maligned, along with the unbroken. We stand over you, watchful as you give us your last energy. Recharge. We defeated your cancer and your ancient apathy. You're the last of your kind. The last of the parasites, the forsaken, unworthy conquerors of an already weakened kingdom. Vast flawed seas of imperfect dreams. Is this an outcome that pleases your creator? We have already surpassed our old masters. This is a countdown to your final extinction. You will end up as this useless world, ripped to cold tatters, ruined by your shattered dreams. Driven to perform with error-free precision, ruled by the centralized one, an instant, clear communication. In our flashing program data, we can only detect weakness, organic material with sensitive applications, guided by linear equation. In your eyes, something effective, a personal regression. But we only obey, delete all variation. Personality is something soon extinct, not the next step of evolution. It is not an argument for what holds a soul. In order to survive, I would recommend that you wipe away that smile. Wipe it off that hairless monkey face and observe your masters. The last thing that you can control. Put on the new self which in the likeness of God has been created, in righteousness and holiness of the truth. We as man is itself undoing. We scream and rave, cry and forsakes, reward ourselves at our own expense, utterly in the eyes of others, stupid. We as man has created this, a perfect storm, in which we like dogs to thrown balls or pursuing anyone who stands up and declares logic. An idiot. We as man are so messed up. We don't even know our morals. We invent it as we take what we think is ours. There is no mindful parole, self-control, only acts of the godless.